Are you a student writing your college essay or a parent trying to help your child write the best one? And you're stuck thinking, where do I start? Or what am I going to do to make this stand out? I haven't cured cancer. I haven't climbed to the top of Kilimanjaro. What am I going to do so I don't sound generic? Don't worry, I've got you. To start out, let me go through the essay's role in the admissions process. Admissions officers don't start with your essay. They actually start with your transcript, your GPA, and your course rigor. But the grades and the test scores, those are just the baseline. Those just get you considered. Once you've got the GPA and the test score to make it through those initial rounds of review, then it all comes down to the essay to help you stand out. Now here's the thing. They look at your activities and your honors and awards before they look at your essay, which means that the activities and honors and awards are kind of like flipping over a book and reading a quick preview. They give the admissions officer a quick sense of who you are, what you've spent your time doing outside of the classroom. So they should already be able to look at those activities and connect the dots and get a sense of what you're interested in, your leadership, maybe a passion project, some of your research. I say this to you because I don't want you to write your essay, your personal statement, about something that's already in the activities. Why? Because the admissions officers already see that. And a lot of the activities, whether it's debate or mock trial or a pre-med club, a lot of those activities that are at your high school are going to be at every single high school across the country. There are 27,000 high schools across the country. We don't need to write an entire essay about something that someone else could have done. The entire point of the personal statement is to write something that is so personal to you, nobody else could write that same essay. None of the 19 million high school students across the country could possibly say what you are going to tell that admissions officer. And in order to say something that is really going to stand out, we've got to do two key things. First, we've got to write something in terms of content that's different than what any other high school student is going to write. And secondly, we've got to write it in a format that's different from anybody else. So guys, if we're not writing about your extracurriculars, what are we writing about? Let me fill you in on a little secret. In each and every one of you, there's a mini hero's journey. That's what we need to tap into for your personal statement. What do I mean by a mini hero's journey? A story about personal transformation, a time when you had to undergo some type of circumstance or internal struggle that changed your perception, the way you see yourself and your place in the world, and your ability to shape the world around you. That's what we're gonna tap into. And the funny thing is, if you were to literally Google best college essay topics or admitted essays to Harvard, Stanford, Princeton, you would see essays about topics that seem kind of bizarre. You'd see pizza delivery. You'd see the Costco essay. You'd see an essay about a dollhouse. And you'd think, what do these essays have to do with a mini hero's journey? But don't be fooled. When you read those essays, they're really essays about grappling with very raw human emotion, and they're told in a very personal, vulnerable way. Those essays talk about feeling shame, feeling jealousy, feeling anxiety, feeling a sense of perfectionism, feeling like you don't belong, and then being able to create places of inclusivity. There are really deep themes behind these seemingly simplistic topics, and that's what we tap into. So I said we have to write about something that's not generic. That's number one. But number two, we need to write about it in a creative way. Take the 5-paragraph essay that you learn in school and literally toss that out the window for your personal statement, because you're showing the reader that you think in a creative, innovative way because you're writing in a cool, interesting, funky style. You can have an opening line that's a single word. You can break the rules of punctuation and grammar. Yes, you can. You can write your essay like songs on an album that represents your life. You can base the paragraphs on the stickers that are on your laptop. You can write In poetry, you can write in a riddle format. You can write this as a script. You can write it as stand-up improv that you're gonna do on stage and literally put mic drop. Take risks and really let your personality show not only through what you're writing about, but also the way that you write it. And I want to emphasize, the more creative and personal you can make your essay, the better, now more than ever. Because anybody can type into ChatGPT or Gemini some prompt that says, write about my leadership in student government and make it a Harvard essay. And it's gonna be polished and there won't be any spelling or grammar mistakes. But here's the thing, anybody else could do that. And students always say, can they really tell if I used AI? I mean, not really, they can get a sense, but it's not even about that. If you use chat to write your essay, it's not gonna be a strong strategic essay because everybody else could do that. All chat and AI have done, it's brought this playing field from here to here. So if that's what you're gonna do, you're not distinguishing yourself. Make your essay even more personal, more vulnerable. Make it so that the reader can really connect to you, so that you are not just ink on a page, but they really feel the person behind those words and they feel like this is somebody we've gotta have on our campus. That's our goal. So to recap, if the admissions officers are reading your essay, congratulations. That means you already made it through the initial checkpoints of grades and test scores. And remember the two strategies that we went over. You want to make sure that you write about something that nobody else can write about and set yourself apart in terms of content and format, writing in a creative writing style. I'll see you guys in the next one.